Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a sequel to our episode earlier in the week, episode 213, about the Mr. Noodles and noodle bowls and those ramen noodle soups.
The instant noodles, yes.
Instant, that's the word.
There we go.
Yeah, so we were talking about if you make your own homemade soup, it's way healthier and really loaded with collagen. But there is a difference between broth and stock.
Broth and stock. Okay.
You've heard of those, eh? You've heard of both of those?
I have.
What do you think?
Well, you told me earlier.
Did I?
Not that I remember.
Tell me what you remember.
Well, one has chicken. One is just the chicken, like just the bones.
Right.
That's the stock.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
And the broth has what else in it?
So the difference is the cooking time, like how long they're simmering and cooking, and what you put in them to make them, and then what the final product is like and what you use them for.
Okay.
And go ahead.
What's the difference between the stuff you buy in the store, the store-bought chicken broth, and the stuff you make at home?
You can actually buy chicken broth or chicken stock.
Okay. And are they the same as soups? So they got tons of salt and sodium in them, or are they like good to go for homemade soup?
They have varying levels of sodium, and
okay.
You have to look at the label. And sometimes, like in the grocery tour we do, there's actually the regular chicken broth, and then there's the low sodium chicken broth, and then there's the no added salt chicken broth, which has like 2% of the DV in the lowest one, the no added salt. But the low sodium still has like 15%.
Just to confuse everyone even more,
I
right?
know.
Why can't there just be one? Here's the chicken broth. There you go. Everything. There's so many decisions.
Like that. But yeah, if you make your own at home, spend a day or spend some time in the kitchen and make your own broth or stock, and then you can use that for other things. So I want to read this little page in the Looney Spoons cookbook.
Oh, the classic.
It is a classic now. It was like 20, 25, 30 years, I think, old, but it's such a funny book.
Mm-hmm.
The Stock Market, it's called. If the only capital gains you've made lately are around your midriff, you'll profit from trying these low-fat, flavorful stocks as bases for your soups and sauces. What's the difference between stocks and broths, you ask? Well, broths are made from both the meat and bones of the chicken or beef, while stocks are made from the bones only. Which tastes better? There's no stock answer. It's simply a matter of preference.
So the stock is just bones?
It uses the simmered bones, and then you get a gelatinous. So you get the collagen.
So is that bone broth then? Bone broth would be like the stock?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's what I usually make.
Yeah.
And it's a long time cooking. So it ends up being a thicker type of fluid than the broth. So it's about 4 to 8 hours of simmering, like a crock pot. We use the Instant Pot on the crock pot setting. And then there's the broth, which is a seasoned, simmered meat, chicken, or vegetable liquid. And the broth is thin, and it's something that usually, people might use as a drink and sip on it.
Right, I see.
And because it's flavored, like it's seasoned, and it's a shorter time to cook. So 1 to 2 hours.
So the thing I like that we do here, and this is kind of what we promised you guys, because we kept saying how easy it is to make soup and it's healthy and And the system that we have starts with a chicken. So we buy a chicken, a whole chicken from the store.
Close your ears, little chickens in the coop. We don't use you.
Those are our egg chickens, yeah.
Right.
But we start with the chicken and we cook the chicken, and then we have a meal or 2 or 3.
Or 4 or 5.
Or, with the chicken meat. Mm-hmm. And then we're saving the bones and saving other scraps and whatnot.
Everyone in the family knows to save their bones. We put them
We put them in an ice cream container in the freezer, and then we've learned that isn't ice cream. It's like you have that craving for ice cream, and you open that, it's like, oh.
There's like a dead animal in here.
Dead animal parts in here. This isn't ice cream.
I'm not good at labeling.
No, but that's okay. We've learned, you said. So then Sandra takes those chicken bones and the little bits and pieces that are left and does the bone broth part, the soup thing, right? So that's sort of the second stage. And then we've got a jar of that or a jar or 2 of that. And then from there, that becomes the base of
lentil
soup. The
soup.
Soups or whatever we make.
Tortilla soup.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got, I mean, it's the whole sort of cycle of that original chicken that we started with. Mm-hmm. And it's all homemade, and you're controlling every sort of step of the way.
That's right. Because I skim the fat.
Yeah, there you go. Skim that fat.
Yeah, isn't that a term?
Yeah, it's like saving money.
Yeah, skim the fat.
I think something to do with money.
Yeah, so you skim off the foam, which is the fat, as it's boiling or like simmering, or you can put it in a wide pan. You know those are like our frying pan that's got a...
Yeah, what are those called? It's like a deep frying pan.
Yeah, we don't really fry, but anyways, you put the soup in there and then you put it in the fridge, and the next day you can skim the fat off the top, right?
Right, okay.
You don't know this because you don't do it.
No,
it's
I don't.
all behind the scenes, but that's okay.
This is sounding more complicated.
Well, okay. Or I just learned a trick. If you don't have the time to put it in the fridge overnight to have the fat congeal, you can actually pour it into, you got to cool it down a little bit so you don't burn yourself, but pour it into a Ziploc bag that you seal, and then you cut a corner and you can drain it into a bowl and you can throw away the fat.
Oh, the fat will be left over in the bag?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
At the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little hack.
That's a great little hack.
Mm-hmm.
So what would step 1 be then? You either make it sounds like making the stock or the broth is a process all in itself versus just buying like the little Tetra pack of chicken broth or vegetable broth from the store. Yeah,
and you can totally do that if you want to make lentil soup or tortilla soup. We actually did some episodes. Tortilla soup, the Flavour Explosion, Nutrition Nuggets 68. Or there's one, Secrets to Great Tasting Soup, episode 138. And I think it was because I had roasted the carrots in the oven.
Oh, right.
And then used those in the soup. And did I say what the definition of soup was?
I don't think you did.
Okay. It's a broad dish containing solids in liquids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if it has to have solids. Well, otherwise it's broth, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Consomme is another, it's a highly clarified, intense broth. It's crystal clear and it's water-like texture.
Wow, I'm learning a lot.
I know.
I had no idea there was so much involved with soup.
Yeah, but there's not really. I don't want to complicate things.
No, I just mean all the definitions and different terms and whatnot.
Yeah, well, and the soup, with soup, because, I work in different long-term care homes and I work with people that are having head and neck cancer treatment. So they have issues with swallowing possibly. And if you have soup that has mixed solids in liquids, mm-hmm. that could be difficult for someone who has dysphagia or has problem with controlling the solids and the liquids in their mouth. So in that case, you might use the little hand blender and, like we do with our carrot soup, cream of carrot soup, or, a soup that's like blenderized or pureed. And then it makes it all one texture. It's all smooth. Okay. So it's still solids in liquids. And it probably might separate in the fridge. Like if you had leftovers and you left it in the fridge, it might kind of separate because it's homemade. You don't really have emulsifiers that you're adding per se. You might, some of the ingredients might be. But with the solids in liquids, it's usually some sort of, well, traditionally, it could be like meat, like beef or chicken, and then vegetables. It's a great way to get some vegetables in.
Oh, it's a great way, yeah.
Grains and
such
beans. It could be, we use barley, farro.
Right.
We've put rice in our soup, quinoa. You can use whatever grains, and then
leftover pasta. I put bread in too. I think that was one of the tips of the week because we make a lot of bread. Well, Sandra makes a lot of bread, sourdough bread, and homemade bread doesn't last for more than a few days before it starts to sort of get hard. But the harder parts, the crust and whatever's left, I just cut it into small chunks like croutons and put it in my soup. It tastes great. It like reactivates the flavor of the bread, and it sort of makes the soup a bit more thick, which I prefer.
Yeah, so good.
Leftover pasta too, I'll do that. If there's some extra noodles from the dinner before, I'll throw that in the soup.
Yeah, and it's a good way to get a different grain. So, if you're always having the same grain in your day, remember we want to get a variety of different plant foods in our diet. So grains are part of that, and whole grains. So we want to try to get at least half of our grains in the day as whole grains. If you can do more, that's even better.
Okay.
So that's a way to do it, is if you're making soup or if you have soup and you have a grain in there. And like the ancient grains and those, different grains that you find in that, the rice section of the grocery store. It's worthwhile. We should do another episode on that, but it's worthwhile to like explore a little bit. Actually, we did an episode on farro.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, maybe.
But we recently bought millet and bulgur. So yeah, there's different ways to get some grains in your soup. And now I didn't mention, but lentils, like beans and legumes, often put black beans in the soup or pinto beans. Red kidney beans, white kidney beans, or lentils. So I usually use the orange or red lentils.
Now, does this stuff need to be pre-cooked, anything, or can everything just go in the pot and it'll all just cook while it's in there?
Yeah, good question. With the lentils, I just use dried red lentils. And when we use the Instant Pot, so I'll put that on the function where it's a pressure cook.
Okay.
So yeah, that's totally fine. And actually with the lentils, because they are so much more softer, like their cooking time and their preparation time is way less than chickpeas or other legumes.
Like raw chickpeas, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, not the canned ones.
That's right. So you can put canned. So if you want to put canned beans or legumes in your soup, just,
rinse them.
Exactly. Put them through a strainer, rinse. Don't just open up the can and pour them in, because everyone in the family will start having lots of gas. Beans are good for your heart.
There you go. You bring that to a potluck. You go, I'm not too hungry tonight, but you guys dig in. Yeah.
That's like, do you remember when we were, one of our friends, he played a trick on everybody at a party.
Oh, right.
With the chocolate. I brought chocolate, and it ended up being X-Lax. What a guy. What a prankster. That's awful. That was like a long time ago.
That's pretty funny.
Anyways. So that's a total tangent. Sorry, we got off track there.
Again.
Okay, so quick recap with the stock. You are going to get a lot of collagen because it's that gelatinous, like thick liquid. So that's actually going to be really good for a source of collagen in your diet, and that's protein.
And that's only if you're making it from like from scratch, making your own with the leftover chicken bones and stuff, right?
If you buy stock, you can get that same effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
there you go.
Yeah, it's got the gelatinous, and it's a different texture. You'll see, like it kind of pours like more like Jello. It's like glop glop glop.
I've never paid attention to that, to be honest. Like to the difference, like buying broth or stock. I've never even noticed. And is it spelled STOCK?
Yeah, just
Okay.
like the stock market.
Not like a celery stalk. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Good,
that's what I thought.
Good
Okay.
question.
Interesting.
Yeah, English is a funny language.
I know. Yeah, it keeps changing.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so with the chicken stock, the one I make, I use 8 cups of water. Well, first I put the chicken bones in the bottom of the Instant Pot with probably a tablespoon of olive oil. And then that starts to heat up. And then I start adding water, and I'll put we have kind of leftover vegetable scraps in the freezer. So we've got like the onion, the skins of the onion and the skins of the garlic and the ends of celery, the leaves, and like all these different little like carrot peelings. And so you put all that in there because you're going to end up throwing it away.
You're straining it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting the nutrients of it, right?
Right. I see.
So you're basically, it's a home economic thing, right? Like literally home economics. You're using every bit of your vegetables. Like, so a lot of people just throw them in the garbage, but you can actually put them in the freezer and then use them to make your stock.
My mom used to do that when we were kids. She had a soup pot in the freezer, and it wasn't so much this. Well, yeah, it was scraps. It was a lot of the leftovers from the meals. If there's a few peas left over, whatever we didn't eat.
That's why you grew so tall.
I guess, yeah.
That's awesome.
It was in a 2-liter ice cream container, but I knew that what it was.
It probably had big letters. I bet your dad labeled it really well.
Yeah, it was well labeled.
Like with calligraphy.
Yeah, maybe he's got the fancy writing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But yeah, and then every week she'd throw it in the blender, and it was always blended or pureed or whatever you call it. So it was a consistency, like uniform consistency, and it was always green.
The green.
We
soup.
always called it green soup, regardless of what was in it. It was always green soup.
That's a good way to use leftovers.
And all she did was just take all that stuff and just add water to it and blend it up, and it was instant soup. Like, it couldn't have been quicker.
Wow.
And the trick was just saving stuff.
Yeah.
In the freezer. So your little scraps and leftovers and whatnot. And yeah, it was easy.
It's a lost art, Rob, I think. People just aren't doing that as much anymore. There's so many, like, we can just access food so easily that we don't value the food as much, and we just throw things away instead of saving the bits.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. You know what I've always thought when I think of soup, it doesn't really appeal to me. It just seems like a lot of work because it's wet and you got to like spoon it in and it takes forever to get through.
You're so funny.
It just isn't something that I enjoy eating typically. However, the soup that you make and that we've been creating lately, and with me adding stuff to it, I really like it big and chunky, like so that the bread sort of absorbs the liquid and it becomes more like a stew or like a chili, like that kind of consistency. So it's a lot easier to eat, but you're still getting all this stuff in it. And I don't like the soups that are like thin and watery.
Like a broth.
Oh, you'd end up, it's all over your chin and down your shirt. And it just is not
It's kind of like a good electrolyte.
You can drink that stuff.
Yeah.
But I like thick soups that have a lot of stuff in them.
Like it's a meal.
Yeah, it's like a meal, exactly. Yeah. But to me, there should be a different word for it because it's not.
I know,
it's not soup the way I think of soup. So maybe other people are like that too, and that's why soup is not like they go, oh, it's just soup,
Yeah. Well, and we're interchanging a lot of things right now because I was talking about making the stock, which is different than making the soup.
But the stock goes into the soup.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But it's after you strain all the carcass and the veggies and all the bits out of it, you throw those away.
Yeah.
After you've used them as they've been boiled into the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do use rosemary, thyme,
parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Yeah, you can use any of those. And definitely a bay leaf. You seem to always get those.
I always get the bay leaf.
Must be a lucky thing, right?
It sure is.
So then that will, as I mentioned, it simmers for 4 to 8 hours.
And you don't need to monitor that.
No.
You just stick it in and leave,
well,
right?
because it's the Instant Pot, in crock pot mode.
Yeah,
so.
Those things are super handy.
They totally are, especially if you're going to do any soups or stews or any of that.
Well, it makes it really easy. I mean, I don't do it, but watching you do it, it seems like you just throw some stuff in and leave. And then like later we've got this wicked meal.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think you were in the kitchen all that much. I think it was the Instant Pot just doing its thing.
Yeah, I just threw some things in.
Exactly.
And so once we have that stock, then that's the base for my lentil soup. Or you can use that in other things, like in making like a hearty soup, or if you have gravy or sauces. Sometimes I use it just, if I'm cooking rice or quinoa or some other grain for like a lunch or dinner meal, not oatmeal at breakfast, but a savory meal, I would put a little bit of that broth or stock
as like a sauce
just in it as it's cooking instead of water.
Right.
Or we've done with rice, we've done coconut milk too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, in the frying pan too. I mean, we did an episode on that about using broth to cook in
your
the frying
eggs,
pan,
poaching,
instead of oil.
Absolutely. That's another one that we can link in the show notes.
Stir fries, your veggies and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a good way to get some good nutrition, and the soups can last. We eat ours for a couple days, maybe even 3. And you can take it in a thermos if you're going to work or school, and it's kind of like a warm hug from home.
Absolutely. So what are some of the recipes that you like to make here? Because that's kind of what I wanted to help people with, is just throwing some ideas out there as far as what you put in the soup.
So now we're talking about the actual tortilla soup or lentil soup.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So go to episode 138 for secrets to flavorful soup, or Nutrition Nuggets 68, tortilla soup flavor explosion. And so
the sky's the limit, kind of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you start with the broth that you've made, and then you just start adding veggies, kind of whatever's in the fridge, tofu, whatever meat maybe we have left over, grains.
I always put lentils because it's a way to get the lentils in. So lentils, barley, they kind of go in together. And then I usually have like that fajita mix, frozen vegetables that I can just put those in. If I don't feel like chopping up a lot of stuff or spending a lot of time, I just like open the freezer, open the cupboard. I'll put a can of
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Beans.
Can of corn, but a can of tomatoes.
Diced tomatoes.
Yeah, diced tomatoes. And then that makes it really savory and
it does,
delicious.
Yeah. It brings out the flavor. When you heat tomatoes, it seems to bring out the flavor in them.
Mm-hmm. And I always shake some like Tex-Mex seasoning or chimichurri, or there's like Greek seasoning. Like there's different ones in our cupboard that I just use because for flavor, you want it to taste good, right?
Oh, for sure. And the other secret, and I think we've shared this in our newsletter too, something that we've discovered. Once you put your soup in your bowl, if you have pickles in your fridge or banana peppers, like the little hot banana pepper rings, if you dump some of the juice from one of those into your soup, oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so good. We actually save the extra pickle juice or the hot pepper juice just for that reason, because it's just adds so much extra flavor to the soup.
So good. Yeah. Delicious. So hopefully that helps clarify. Ha ha ha. That's what you do with consomme. But
clarifying.
Just to give your body a nutritious meal instead of the noodle bowl type instant convenient meals.
Exactly. And if you like those noodles, you can actually buy the raw ramen noodles, not the Mr. Noodles brand, but usually in the
not the
Ichiban or whatever Ichiban. Whatever, like they're a traditional Japanese noodles. So you can buy those if you like the actual noodles, which I do. That's what I liked about Mr. Noodles when I used to eat them. You can buy those actual noodles and put those in your soup as well. So you're still getting the Mr. Noodles kind of texture, but it's a little bit healthier and you've made it. And the other bonus is you get a ton of soup. So you can feed your family for the week, or you can feed yourself for quite a while. The rest of it freezes and you're good to go. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you get some ideas, and we'd love to hear what you come up with. We love hearing different ideas of what people do with the things that we share with them. So if you've got some fun soup ideas, let us know and we'll share them. So if you want some more great ideas, check out our website. It's mywifethedietitian.com. All sorts of great information there. You can join our weekly newsletter. It's free to join. There's a link for that on the website as well. And if you have questions for us, we love answering listener questions. You can email those to us at mywifethed@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to reach out to us there as well. And if you're liking the show, let us know. We love hearing your feedback, your comments, your questions, your ideas, anything. And it all helps us keep things moving forward here and make sure that we are giving you what you want as far as information. And don't forget to share with your friends. I'm sure your friends would love to hear about a great new show that you've discovered. So that is it for this episode. We'll be back next Tuesday with another full episode. So until then, go dust off your crock pot or your Instant Pot and start cranking out some soup. I'll talk to you soon. Have a fantastic week. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.